You are listening to Lone Star Community Radio on 104.5 KCZW LP Conroe and 106.1 KZCC LP Conroe and worldwide at irlonestar.com.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Good afternoon. This is Dr. Carlos Sanchez with the Hispanic Chamber Connection radio show, a program that features members of the Texas Gulf Coast Hispanic Chamber of Commerce, about 540 members strong and growing, and very happy to report that you don't have to be Hispanic to join. You don't have to speak Spanish to join. We don't have ethnic requirements. We're a Hispanic Chamber of Commerce because we are focused on business and on bringing together two major markets. That's the Hispanic market, which is $1 trillion market here in the United States, one of the fastest growing, if not the fastest growing market in Houston for sure. And of course, the general market, which is a bigger market. So it's not ethnically differentiated. It's differentiated more by the type of business people and the type of preferences that each culture has, because we both prefer money. We have a lot of things in common. So you never have to worry about speaking Spanish, even though a lot of our members do speak Spanish. About 60% of our chamber is Hispanic. So we're really proud of that, because I have to tell you, most organizations I belong to, or I've belonged to in the past, are not ethnically diverse. It's pretty amazing. Even chambers of commerce and even other organizations of similar platitudes can't boast diversity. They might have one or two tokens, and I've been the token guy, which, it is what it is. That brings benefits sometimes, but it's not ever the focus. They'll tell you things like, "Wow, we really see everybody as the same. We really are all the same. Everything's, we don't have to have this whole awareness." And the fact is, when you're making decisions and when you're doing things, there is a preference, there is a difference, and it's pretty major. We'll talk about that a little bit today in terms of culture. We had lunch today. And during our lunch, it's funny that, the restaurant offered a great menu. They did a great job of doing, providing service and everything else. But the menu was more salad-based, a big salad bar. It had an omelet station, waffles, and, the only meat you could speak of was bacon. They had like a bacon station, right? Like a heat lamp, and it was bacon. And of course, our Hispanic members found that as not good, because it had no meat. There was no food, they said. It was only salad. And the bottom line is that people, when they pay, they do want to they want to eat. They want to eat real meat, real food, and that's a culture, because our American friends, which are fine, there's nothing wrong with any of this, guys, but our counterparts are people born and raised in America. They love the fact that it was all salad. They said, this makes me feel great. I love it. And so we like to feel foggy and full as Hispanics, most of us, not everybody. And of course, Americans like to feel light and ready to go. It's just a difference in the way we look at food. So bottom line is, always think about the 5 F's when you're working with Hispanics, with the Hispanic market. And the number 1 F is food. So it's food, friends, family, faith, and fun, right? Food, friends, family, faith, and fun. And if you think about those F's, you'll always have something for everyone. But food is a huge one. So when we have ribbon cuttings, for instance, we've had people do ribbon cuttings where they want to be all fancy schmancy and bring in crudité, and it's all vegetables, right? Yeah. They want to be cool. No, that's when you want to bring out the tacos, bring out the real Coke, not diet. Bring out the real stuff that's going to be unhealthy, but it's for us as Hispanics, that's more traditional, and it's more what we prefer. Whether or not it's good for us and whether or not we choose to eat it is a whole different question, but it's got to be there. It's just how it is.
Yeah.
I went to a thing last night, and they had food, of course. It was a Hispanic thing. And they had this giant tray full of chicken, just like chicken wings and chicken breasts and chicken legs, whatever. And they had soft drinks. I should have taken a picture of it. And the soft drinks were all just regular Coke, like in big, giant 2-liter jugs. That is a Hispanic, and that was just for munching. That wasn't really dinner.
It's typical.
And we go in there, and a big, giant, choco flan, they call it. It's just like a flan.
Oh, those are delicious.
But chocolate, yeah, but that's culture also. Americans wouldn't do that. We filled out, there were guys filling up, bags. Well, they would put this, they put, instead of Tupperware, they use plastic bags, and that's where they put, their chicken to take with them, like in Ziploc bags. And that's another thing, is that we as Hispanic folk tend to prefer to take food back home.
Yeah.
Americans, they might have half a cookie and leave it there. Big deal, you know? So there's just a difference. All right, so the moral of the story is when working with the Hispanic Chamber, that is where those preferences are highlighted. And we make sure our members understand both because they want to be in both markets, you know? So if you are working in the Hispanic market, remember, food, family, friends, faith, fun. It's got to be that combination of 5 things will make your event a good event. And bottom line is, that is written and that's posted and that's just how it is. So the person agreeing with me here in the background that you guys are hearing and listening to is someone who is a member of our Chamber of Commerce who joined about 3 years ago, well, maybe 2 years ago, 2.5 years ago, when we were first in our infancy. And he basically joined, he came to a few meetings and then he got busy. You know, life happens and just things start to, he became very successful. He always has been successful, but he became busier and busier. And we understand when our members can't come back, they're just too busy. And then recently at a Hispanic Chamber of Commerce, the other chamber, the chamber that they have downtown. And by the way, guys, just so you know, there's 45 different chambers of commerce in the greater metropolitan Houston area. So when you say there's a different Hispanic chamber, yeah, there's like 30 non-Hispanic chambers. So it's really not a big deal. It's just one of those things that people get nervous because we call ourselves something similar. We're all chambers of commerce. And anyway, we went to a gala that the other chamber had, the big one downtown. And I met him again. So this is Klaus Hernandez. Klaus Hernandez is a broker who has a big real estate company up here in North Houston in the Spring area. Klaus, thank you for being on the show.
Well, Dr. Carlos, thank you for giving me the opportunity to come to the radio.
Don't worry, man. You paid for it, so it's okay. So, and by the way, guys, just so you know, there's a couple of things. One, radio is a part of your benefits. It is sponsored by the Emergency, who I think are listening right now, and hopefully they'll text me soon. But they're probably going to get the wrong number because I changed my phone number. And I know that in their phones, they've got the other number. So I don't know my phone number, but I'll read it to you guys in a minute. So it is a benefit. But also, Klaus has been instrumental in helping us grow and also in helping us with just giving us credibility in terms of with our Spanish-speaking groups. So by all means, thank you. Thank you, Klaus. I know you're also going to be co-hosting our radio show in Spanish.
Yes.
So you do speak Spanish?
I speak Spanish fluently. I know both. Well, Spanish is my first language.
What? Where were you born, man?
Yeah, I come from. My roots are Honduran.
So is that where you got your funky name?
Yes. Well, I got my name from my mom, so I guess it would be that. Yeah.
So your mom said, "I'm just going to call my son Klaus."
A funny story behind my name is German. Klaus is a super common name, and as a German name, it's the equivalence of Jose or Jesus for the Latino community. Mm-hmm. But back at that time, in the early 80s, there was a lot of German influence in Central South America. So the name Klaus was around. And when my mom listened to that name, she was like, well, when I have a child, I'm going to name him Klaus. And that's how I became to be known as Klaus.
So it's interesting you say there's a lot of or a lot of Western European influence in Central and South America. Like Argentina, for instance. There's a lot of people fled from Germany during the Second World War to this part of this hemisphere and landed in Argentina. They ended up in Argentina as immigrants. And so people from Argentina tend to think that they are not South American. They think that they're Europeans that live in South America. They have a whole thing. And if you guys know anyone, I mean, with all respect, if you understand soccer, then you understand the Argentinian sort of attitude of life, We have a king of soccer. Everybody knows that the guy is the king, of course, that's Pelé. And people know who he is. He's the guy, but he's not Argentina, and the guy is Brazil. All right. And I think most people understand that he is the king. He's the guy. Yeah. No. Yeah. Argentina said, well, we have the god. And their god, of course, is Maradona, It's so weird how one person will...
the god.
Yeah, well, they'll try to be bigger, I'm the guy, and okay, so whatever. Bottom line is, Klaus is from Honduras. His name is Klaus. And it's always, I've always thought it's really interesting. I have friends who are Hispanic and they have little kids and everything. Come on, Piper, and, like Christopher, like come on, man. But sometimes the parents, they get into names and that's what they do. Yeah. And so yours is very unusual. I've never heard another person named Klaus that, I've never met someone named Klaus. So
I've met a couple of people. I have a handful of people, and some of them have even become my friends that do have that name.
Other Klauses?
Klaus.
Like a Klaus club or something? Klaus club?
No, man, that would be awesome if there was a Klaus club.
Oh, the Klauses unite would be the motto, I think, there.
So I continued the you could call it the legacy. So my baby boy, well, my big boy, he's gonna be 6 soon. His name is Klaus. I named
Also,
him Klaus too.
so you have a baby Klaus now.
Yeah, I got a baby Klaus.
Let me say our phone number real quick so that our listeners, if they are listening, of course they are, can text me questions. And the number is 832-436-8956. 832-436-8956. You know what's amazing about the number is my phones are all screwed up right now. Like I have a 469 number,
Yeah.
which I told T-Mobile, change everything into the 832 because that's it. I live here, and 469 is Dallas, right? Okay. So they forwarded that number to this phone and then disconnected this phone. Oh, it's just messed it up. So right now, if people, if I get text or if I get anything, I'm lucky. So I'm kind of happy about that too a little bit because, I get so many phone calls. Now it's just been one of those things that people, like folks listening to this show, I do want to make sure that they know what the number is so that they can do what they do. And that's basically send in questions about our guests. So I said the number already once. I will look for it one more time so I can read it to you without my glasses. I'll try it one more time. It's 832-436-8956. 436-8956. You can text me any kind of questions or anything like that for Klaus or about the show and about the program. So, Klaus Hernandez, what is the name of your company anyway?
The name of the company is Klaus Homes.
Klaus Homes.
Klaus Homes, yes.
And you're the guy, you're the president.
Broker owner.
Okay.
I'm the broker owner of it. I do have a small team that works with me with anything that has to do residential, commercial, property management. But we do it all.
Wow. Okay. And property management too.
Yeah, property management.
There's a guy up here. His name is Rafael. I forget his last name, but Rafael does. Not only does he do property management. When I met him, he's a member of our chamber. But when I met him, I thought it was really interesting that he's really focused on one aspect of property management. He says, "I do evictions." He goes, and nobody likes doing it. That's my specialty.
Oh,
He goes,
man.
if you have a need to evict someone, I can get it done for you. I'm like, okay, dude, give me your card. Because it's one of those things, Like I live in an apartment building right now in the Galleria. And when somebody's getting evicted, you can tell because they post something on their door.
Yeah. Usually it's a bright yellow or red.
This one is like a legal document. It says some plaintiff, whatever. Because I only zoom by. I don't stop and read it. But I know the names and everything. I'm kidding. I don't know the information. I just know it's there. That notice has to be placed by someone. And then somebody has to physically serve you. And that confrontation, that whole thing is something people specialize. I didn't know those are specialties people have.
So I tell people if it's gotten that bad where you're getting an actual legal notice from the county or the city, that property management firm or person did everything they could possibly do to avoid that. You don't understand. It takes time and effort and energy and money for an agency or property management agency or person to go through the eviction process. We don't like to do it. People think we like to do it, but we don't like to do it.
No. And the thing is, it's not cool for anyone.
Yeah.
I personally, I believe, although there are some exceptions, I imagine, but I believe that nobody was born into this world thinking, okay, I'm going to be so unsuccessful at something that I'm actually going to get evicted, go to jail, all these things.
Yeah.
Those things happen to people. And it's just they're coping. That sometimes they just don't have the mechanism or they don't have the capabilities. So they go through this depression and all the stuff that ends up that way.
Yeah.
But I believe that people do have a real good and strong tendency to bounce back and to fix things,
So it's a good thing you mentioned that because what we do as a property management company, we don't focus on the eviction, but it comes out to be that point. What I like to do is get that whole mentality of a big property management company away. We treat every tenant as if they're a person, no matter what type of number you have behind you or letters there is in your name. I mean, you're a person and there's a story behind it.
Sure.
No one's perfect. So I'll get applications and many people get scared. They don't want to apply or whatever personal reasons you have. And I'm like, hey, you know what? I can't tell you what my owner is going to say, but as long as I have a complete package that tells them whole picture of who you are,
right.
You're good and you're bad, there's a chance.
Right.
So please do it. And if they get the opportunity to talk to me and I tell them that, most of the time they'll go ahead and fill out the whole application. They'll do the money. They'll turn in all check stubs, banks, everything, right? And most of the time my owners, they're like, well, what do you think, Klaus? And I'm like, hey, if this person went through all of this whole process, if they've explained it to you and you can see on paper that they're improving their lives, we got to give them a chance.
Right. And the bigger, and I have to tell you guys this too, and this might not be always the case with you, Klaus, but something that is meaningful in this whole process is that never ignore the it's like you can't ignore the process. If something is happening, whatever circumstance you're in, if you stop communicating with the people that are actually giving you the favor of a home or an apartment or something, and you just stop and act like it's going to go away, and in general it just gets, well, not in general, it always gets worse. So the ignoring part or hiding that, tell your kids to tell them I'm not home doesn't work. Because the first thing kids go out and say is, "Hey, my dad says he's not home." And, So bottom line is, anyway, I'm not sure how we got into this string of conversations, but nonetheless, evictions are an undesirable part of this whole process, and that happens, and sometimes somebody has to do it. And Klaus Hernandez, of course, if they need to do that kind of business, they do that kind of business. We'll focus more on the specifics of the good parts of your business, not, the other parts of your business, how you help the community, how you help people get into homes and things like that. When we come back, I'm Dr. Carlos Sanchez. This is the Hispanic Chamber Connection radio show. We'll be back in just a couple minutes. Please stay with us.
Lone Star Community Radio is looking for those who are interested in hosting their own talk show with monthly and weekly slots available on Conroe's FM 104.5, 106.1, and on irlonestar.com. Start your own podcast, create your first YouTube channel, and be on TV. Contact Lone Star Community Radio online at irlonestar.com or call the station message line at 936-647-3776 to take your first step into the radio world.
Did you know that there are over 153 million orphans in the world today? The sad reality is 99% of those kids will likely never be adopted. Core Love is an organization right here in Conroe that takes care of orphan children in Haiti, Honduras, and India. We bring the love of Jesus by providing their 6 basic needs of clean water, proper food, healthcare, education, job skills, and a loving home. Visit corelove.org, that's CORELUV.org. Will you help defend the orphan?
Hispanic Chamber Connections with Dr. Carlos Sanchez, President of the Woodlands Conroe Hispanic Chamber of Commerce, featuring event announcements, member highlights, and more. Tuesdays at 1 p.m., broadcasting from the heart of Conroe, Texas on irlonestar.com and Conroe's FM 104.5, 106.1.
The Hispanic Chamber Connection is sponsored by the Yamel Insurance Agency, located at 719 Sawdust Road, Suite 103, The Woodlands, Texas. The Yamel Agency is a family-owned insurance agency that provides home, life, automobile, and umbrella insurance coverage. Since 2006, the Yamel Agency has been a bilingual insurance service for businesses and private citizens in the Montgomery County area. For more information on the Yamel Insurance Agency, please visit the Hispanic Chamber Connection at www.irlonestar.com/HCC. The Yamel Insurance Agency is available by telephone at 832-525-5656 or online www.yamelagency.com. The Yamel Insurance Agency is a sponsor of this program, and the Hispanic Chamber Connection thanks you.
Remember to download the Lone Star Community Radio app from your Google Play Apple Store. Bring Montgomery County's community radio with you anywhere with your smartphone or tablet. If you are in the Conroe area, tune in on FM 104.5, 106.1. If you are on your computer, bookmark irlonestar.com as your internet radio station. Lone Star Community Radio, broadcasting 24/7 from the heart of downtown Conroe, Texas.
We are back. This is Dr. Carlos Sanchez, Hispanic Chamber Connection radio show program that features members of the Texas Gulf Coast Hispanic Chamber of Commerce, about 40 members strong, and proud to be a non-denominational chamber of commerce. In other words, we are not political, and we don't have any aspirations of that type. We're also non-ethnic. We don't require any kind of ethnicity to become a member. We do require that you be positive, that you show up with your hands full of opportunities for others, because that's how you build, that's how you build relationships. I was talking to somebody, and I mentioned this today during our lunch, Klaus. I was saying to that person, or I said to the group, I met this guy, and this guy's like, yeah, man, I'm all over it. I'm a big relationship builder, and this is what I do. And, so he's being really cool and everything. And me just being, me, I asked him, how do you do what you do, man? You sound like you're really successful doing that. He goes, I just show up and people, I attract people and people talk to me because, he has an insurance business or something, So it's not one of those businesses that is so unusual. Like today we had a medical doctor at our event. That's more unusual in this day and age than to find a guy that does insurance, especially in networking, So anyway, this gentleman said, this is what I do. And I thought, a person that doesn't understand that to build relationships, you have to be valuable to people. And the way you're valuable to people is by helping them. And if you don't look for ways to help others, it's going to take longer for you to build relationships, because they're not really going to be, they're going to be your friends, but, the guys that solve your problems, those are the ones you're really friends with.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you're right. In today's event, you said something very important that I've stressed to a lot of my business partners during this last year, 2018. It's that relationship you build where you give me business, I give you business. Super, super important. You only achieve that with a small group of people. And the chamber is a tool or something that helps you do that.
It's a catalyst almost.
Yeah, it's a catalyst. I mean, it's awesome. And a lot of people don't get it,
Yeah.
And
they still show up thinking they're cool. Like, you're not cool, man. You're not cute. And even if you were cute, it doesn't matter, Everybody else. But that's the thing. And it's interesting because we have a member. His name is Chef David. Chef David owns Cape Cod Cafe. We haven't heard from him, since Christmas, but we know that he's around. He's out there, out there. And the chef would come to our meetings and say, look, I have a restaurant, and I want you guys to go to my restaurant, but you want to sell me electricity, and you want to sell me your hair products, and he says, and I want to buy all of that, he says. But if you don't come to my restaurant, you're dead to me. Like, it would crack people up because it'd be so funny, but it'd be true.
Yeah.
It is what it is, guys. Reciprocity in life. It's not just a principle in business, but it's in life. If you don't reciprocate, it's like this. If I give you a gift, let's say every week, and you never say thank you, at what point will I stop giving you that gift?
Pretty quickly.
Pretty soon, right?
Yeah,
Like, this guy doesn't appreciate
Less
it.
than a couple of weeks.
Right. And so reciprocity, that energy, has to be there. There's got to be an exchange for things to be even functional. Otherwise, they become really insanely just not only immature, but they're also just unhealthy.
Yeah, and that's the beginning of it. But when you really start building that relationship and you have that time, you'll start taking care of that person,
Absolutely.
and they'll start taking care of you.
Absolutely.
So it's not so much business; it's more family, or and that's where it really, really helps out a lot.
I agree, but that is the idea, and that is the idea, the philosophy that you have to come to business with. You can be a shark, and you can be whatever you want to be, right? You can show up thinking that you read a book, and now you're going to be this type of business person. Because you know what? Bottom line, honestly, I've done that. I've shown up for years, man. I mean, I showed up. I would show up. I would teach public speaking, and I would show up, and I'd be a terrible speaker. Or
that can't be it.
I would teach sales. And I couldn't, I wasn't embodying my own thing,
Yeah.
Or you walk around thinking, I'm going to give a symposium on business, yet you come into business acting as though you're going to be everybody's hero and they're going to all gravitate to you. And the bottom line is that behavior itself shows that you're not doing it right.
Yeah.
I think that's why women are so successful at networking. I have a feeling, in our chamber, we have about 60% women. And if you noticed at today's meeting, it was about 60% women,
Well, one of the advantages the women have is they can listen and they are quiet.
Okay.
And I mean, I'll be the
all
first.
the ladies. No offense, ladies. Because we got a couple out there that are militant, but yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah. I mean, they listen, and it's hard for me. I've had to take a step down sometimes and say, hey, don't say anything, wait. And it's tough because you kind of want to go out and just do it or say it, and you got to hold yourself. You got to bite your tongue. Listen very well, and then I've come back in my head, and I'm like, wow, I was gonna say this. That was completely gonna be wrong. It's a good thing I didn't say anything.
I've done that.
And you change, so you change what you're gonna say. So yeah, they have something going on. They know
It's
how to do it.
powerful, man. And to me, it's exciting. It's empowering, and it's also, one of those things that I like it. And I don't mind that guys. No, I'm not an anti-guy person. I'm a business person, but I like the fact that when women show up in majority, they give a feel of actual caring. You can feel like an energy. And it has to do with their disposition to listen, like you said. And of course, there's some that can't stop talking, and they handle themselves basically. Or we tell them, shut up, no, stop. But the majority have a nurturing side to them. That we've had events that are designed specifically for men.
Yeah.
Like this is a guy thing. We're gonna talk about guns, hunting. Maybe there'll be some testicle jokes or something. We'll do some things here for guys only.
Yeah.
And they bomb.
Wow.
Well, because you have to figure the energy is funky.
Yeah.
It's kind of not, and because you have to be more entertaining, you have to be funnier, edgier. It's weird when you make it only one gender, for instance.
Yeah.
But the women ones are okay. They can be a little social, but I think they get stuff done.
Yeah, they do. They do.
So anyway, enough about that. The ladies, yes, you have it. You did a great job today. All of our advisory board, 90% women. Of course, you're a member and you're a guy, but we have Eduardo, we have a couple other guys, but that's it. And I'm okay with that. That it's the kind of businesses that show up that matter.
Yeah.
In the end. So anyway, you have a couple of ladies on your staff, on your team, Klaus?
Yeah, I do. Well, actually, a couple ladies. I think all of them.
They're all women.
Yeah.
You're the only guy.
I'm the only guy.
That's the weird thing. Yeah, go ahead.
It's weird. It's a family business. My mom runs the back of the office. She used to do a lot.
I've met your mom. She actually runs the business.
She still runs the business
it,
from her house.
From her mind.
Yes.
Because let me tell you this, just so the audience knows. Your mom, if she wanted to, she could take over this conversation right now for both of us.
Yes,
she
could.
She has a real strong personality, and I still remember because last week when we had Latinos Without Borders, your mom came with your sister.
Yeah.
And your mom gave us a referral of someone who joined. Melba?
Yeah.
Melba Cirillo.
Melda Cirillo, yeah. A good loan officer.
Okay, great person and everything else. But that evening, she said, look, I have this name and number for you. Make sure you call her. I said, yes, ma'am. She goes, no, don't yes, ma'am me. Make sure you call her. I said, I'm going to. She goes, well, it's 9:00 at night. I think I can, So I texted Melba and I said, this is what's going on. And she joined immediately. It's like your mother knew, no, this is what has to happen now, I love that. I wish we had 1,000 people like that.
And ever since I was really, really small, before I even joined the business, that was her attitude, both at work and at home.
Okay.
So
no nonsense.
No nonsense. And it just when I was ready to start working and doing real estate, it was second nature to me. It was always around me. I was used to it, so I just did it.
So Klaus, what is the strength? Would you say, or what is the biggest reason why people want you to be the realtor? Like why do they call you and say, okay, man, help me out. I'm trying to sell my home, or et cetera. Why do they do that? Why do they gravitate to you?
Oh man, you know what? I want to tell you like what people should say, which is that experience, but it really isn't. I have the experience and several years and stuff, but at the end of it, it's not that. It's not the experience. I know your situation. I've lived it. I've lived in an apartment complex. I was young. I have parents that were a minority. We were under a certain budget. I've scaled up from apartments to mini house, bigger house, scaled down. I've done it. I know what it is. So when I have a client that tells me, hey, my budget is this, I can relate to you. When I have a client that tells me, hey, I need to move up north because I got a better paying job and I want a 4 or 5 bedroom house, I can relate to that, Or when I have a client that says, my kids need to move out and I need a smaller place, I can relate to that.
Yeah, that's a big deal for you guys listening. To have a realtor that can relate to you and to your special situation, because they're all special. Everybody has different situations. And everybody's fear is different. And I have to tell you, because I bought and sold homes, for years over time, right? That buy a house here, then one there, and whatever. And we ended up having like 4 homes that we purchased as a family. The last one being one in Galveston. We just had different experiences, personal experiences with realtors. And sometimes, it's just like with a lawyer, like when you're looking for a lawyer and you're angry, you find out you find the angriest lawyer and hope that the guy is going to help you,
Yeah.
And with the realtor, when you're trying to sell a home, you go for like the top super duper producer, big shot. And those guys, I mean, they're wonderful people because we've worked with them. But in general, they have so much business. They're doing whatever they're doing. They got so that you don't become their priority. They'll let your house sit on the market just so you become desperate and lower the price. They'll do things like that because they can, Basically, they don't understand your situation, and they don't want to understand your situation because they're doing volume, whatever they're doing, right?
Yeah.
That is not the case with Klaus and Klaus Homes. They actually sit with you and help you figure out this whole process and get over, the anxiety and the stress that comes with picking a home or even, selling your home is another big, gigantic thing. The last home we sold when my wife and I sold the last home we sold, it wouldn't sell for 1 year. It didn't sell. That's because I was living in it. And so I guess I was unconsciously, people would come and look at it like, screw, I'm not going to clean it up this time.
Yeah.
And the realtor didn't say a word. We kept changing realtors, but I knew whose fault it was. I always knew.
Yeah.
Like I just wasn't cleaning the kitchen,
You needed me to go over there and tell you, Carlos, man, come on. You got to help me out. You got to.
I'm going to help you find an apartment. I mean, the other, whatever had to be done, but the realtor didn't get that. Nor did they care. They didn't really, whatever. So my wife, who did the negotiation, ended up having to drop the price, do all these things, but it was more of a forced situation because someone was manipulating the whole thing,
Yeah.
So the bottom line is if you want to avoid things like that, I'll never do that again, but if you want to avoid things like that, you listening, talk to someone who can actually empathize and who can actually look at you and say, look, I've been through what you're going through. I understand your situation. I'm bilingual. I can help you. I can help your kids. Let's get this done. That is Klaus Hernandez with Klaus Homes. Klaus, give these people, our listeners, a phone for them to call if they want to reach you.
Okay, so the best number to reach me at is my mobile phone.
Do you answer?
Yes, I do answer.
Wow.
Well, right now I can't answer because I'm in the radio, but other than that, I answer that phone. The number is area code 832-434-4646. So again, 832-434-4646. Now, guys, I've had this number for over 18 years. Okay, I'm never going to change it. Even if I change carriers, it's always going to be the same number. You can call me, you can text me, you can email me, whatever it is you want. That's the best way to get a hold of me.
Very good. Thank you, Klaus. And my number will change. I don't know if that was a jab or anything. It's okay, guys.
No, not at all.
I haven't changed my number in years and years. And now I have to come to terms with the fact that I am a Houstonian. I am happy to be in this part of the world, and I don't mind. I did resist it early on. That's why I kept the 469. But as an organization, as a Chamber of Commerce, I think we have to have a number representative of where we are from. So my number, 832-436-8956. That's 832-436-8956. You can also text me, call me, but I won't answer necessarily because I'm on the radio, and I generally don't like talking when I'm driving.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's the thing with me. I prefer to see and read a text when I'm driving than I do saying, hello, let me talk to you.
Yeah.
If it's an important call, okay. If it's, if there's blood or fire at home, okay, I'll answer. But in general, I don't do that. Please remember, guys, for those of you listening, this program begins at 2 p.m. I know that the radio announcement has 1 p.m. Somewhere. I was just notified. Thank you, Tom, for that. We'll make sure we talk to the producers here to get that fixed. This is Dr. Carlos Sanchez with the Hispanic Chamber Connection radio show. Today we're talking to Klaus Hernandez with Klaus Homes. Klaus will help you buy, sell, rent, and do all kinds of other things, property management, et cetera, et cetera. So when we come back, we're going to learn more about Klaus's specific clients, what he's most good at. So please stay with us. We'll be right back.
Community Radio is looking for those who are interested in hosting their own talk show with monthly and weekly slots available on Conroe's FM 104.5 and 106.1 and on irlonestar.com. Start your own podcast, create your first YouTube channel, and be on TV. Contact Lone Star Community Radio online at irlonestar.com or call the station message line at 936-647-3776.
From the beginning, the main purpose of the Cooperative Extension Service has been to change human behavior by teaching people how to apply the results of scientific research. By utilizing a holistic, multi-level approach, Extension family and community health programs encourage health and well-being for everyone. Addressing values, concerns, and needs with reliable science-based information, Extension programs help people lead healthier lives. We are Texas A&M AgriLife Extension, helping Texans make their lives better.
The Hispanic Chamber Connection is sponsored by the Yamel Insurance Agency, located at 719 Sawdust Road, Suite 103, The Woodlands, Texas. The Yamel Agency is a family-owned insurance agency that provides home, life, automobile, and umbrella insurance coverage. Since 2006, the Yamel Agency has been a bilingual insurance service for businesses and private citizens in the Montgomery County area. For more information on the Yamel Insurance Agency, please visit the Hispanic Chamber Connection at www.irlonestar.com/HCC. The Yamel Insurance Agency is available by telephone at 832-525-5656 or online www.yamelagency.com. The Yamel Insurance Agency is a sponsor of this program, and the Hispanic Chamber Connection thanks you.
A Lone Star Community Radio is Montgomery County's radio station with talk, music, weather, and traffic for Montgomery County. Have a question or comment about one of our shows? Want to know how to reach a host? Just contact the station at irlonestar.com or call in and leave a message at 936-647-3776. Get involved with your community with Lone Star Community Radio.
We are back. This is Dr. Carlos Sanchez, Hispanic Chamber Connection Radio Show, where you don't have to be Hispanic to join. Just be positive, guys. Show up. Be a nice guy. Be a nice girl. We're all nice, but be nicer because we are very valuable, because it's unusual, it's different, and we love it this way. So, that's who we are, and we're thankful to the Yamel Agency for their sponsorship and others who are seemingly coming along. I'm here with Klaus Hernandez. Klaus Hernandez is a broker, owner of a company called Klaus Homes. They're right here in the North Houston area, Spring, Woodlands, Conroe, et cetera, et cetera. And there were a couple of things that came up during the break, Klaus, that we want to make sure we talk about.
Yes.
And the weirdest thing is this. Today I'm not writing this stuff down, but one person was asking about your thing, about the things that you guys do. Tell us your latest success story. What has just happened with you that's made you proud of your company? Especially, for example, a lot of folks don't know that one of your partners is your sister.
Yeah.
And what kind of work does she do? Because I know she's kind of shy a little bit. So if you had to speak for her,
yeah,
what would you say is her success story right now? And what kind of stuff?
Oh man, her success story is she is a independent woman that doesn't like people to tell her what to do, and she's a mover and a pusher. She's done all of the paperwork, organization, and basically leadership of Klaus Homes.
Wow.
She takes care of us very well. A super organizer. And I don't mean just put numbers in books where they go. I mean, a planner, an organizer, a caller. She analyzes people and she gets the good qualities that they have.
So that's
and
the look she gives
it.
me when she sees me. Like,
Yeah. That's her. And you brought up a very important point earlier today about women and what role they play and how they play different than men. Coming from the point of view of you could say a boss or CEO who runs his own company, broker owner, and having a team of women that surround me, I wouldn't have it any other way.
Yeah.
I'm the face to it, but man, all of those people in the background, they're the ones.
They get stuff done, man.
Yeah, they get stuff done.
They're the ones that catch you every time you crash and burn.
Yeah.
Because it's we don't like to say it, but we understand. Look, guys, if you haven't had one or two very nice and big failures in your business, you haven't been doing it long enough, because that's bound to happen. It's normal, and you'll define failure whatever way you want. But the crash and burn of going home and saying, I don't want to do this anymore. I'm quit, and then have a woman, or because it's generally a girl or somebody very nurturing will come to you and say, get off come on, stop it.
Get off the couch.
Stop acting
without saying something else.
Stop acting like an idiot, which is what I've heard. and get
Or a
back
baby.
to work. Yeah, or baby, whatever. But you have somebody tell you these things lovingly. A guy might be more confrontational, and there might be more of a conflict with the guy. They'll challenge you in a different way. The energy is what we're talking about, and of course, it's very valuable, very important. We fully recognize it, and we love it, and we thank you, all the ladies and all the gentlemen who are part of this Chamber of Commerce. Something that I will say is pathetic. Come on, guys, listen to this. Raise the volume. Listen to Carlos. He's going to say something important, and here it is. We're on Facebook Live right now. So say hello to the cameras. And we're also, public access television. There's all kinds of ways that this show gets out. What I think is kind of pathetic a little bit, and I won't say a little bit, a lot. The Chamber has a YouTube channel, right? We have people on Facebook Live, and we count the number of people watching us and really being a part of this. Right now, I just looked at the number on Facebook Live, 5. Like, we have 500 people who are a part of this organization.
Yeah.
I would think we'd get at least 50. I mean, at least, we're on the air. So part of what's happening is either they're not checking in when, they're not opening it, or they're not doing something, or they're not paying attention.
Yeah.
I think that has a lot to do with us, for sure. We're the ones that have to fix that. But even, it's amazing. The Chamber has a YouTube channel, and I have 36 subscribers, like 36. So what we're going to start doing, guys, just so you all know where this whole thing is going to, is we're going to start making it mandatory. Like if you want to be a part of other things like the radio or a ribbon cutting or something, you have to subscribe and you have to be a part of this community.
Yeah.
You can't imagine to me it doesn't make sense. You can't imagine yourself doing business and ignoring this huge network that's out there just because I'm scared or whatever you say. I don't have time. Guys, none of us have time for social media, except people like myself. When I wake up in the morning, and I don't sleep with my phone near me. It's in the living room. But I wake up in the morning. I pray to baby Jesus first. I do what I do in the restroom. I get myself rattled up a little bit. Yeah. Then I go check my phone. But this is 5 a.m, right? So I start tweeting at that time. And I don't stop until late at night.
Yeah.
So I go all day on social media. People ask me, well, when do you have time? I use the restroom sometimes. I stop at stoplights. Sometimes people make me wait for appointments. There's time, 10 minutes. In 10 minutes, you can do everything in 10 minutes.
Yeah.
So you get it down to a science, you become good at this, and all of a sudden people begin to recognize you. It's funny, I've had more than 3 people say to me at events, can I take a picture with you? Like, why? Like, oh, you're like a celebrity because we know you.
Yeah.
Like, this is the weirdest thing. And it's free.
Yeah, I mean, it's true, but you know what? I'm going to tell you this. I think it's fear. It really comes out to be fear, but you got to get over it. I had fear 3 years ago, and it was like, how they talk about the sleeping giant for Latinos.
Yes.
We sleep. I slept on it. Mm-hmm. Year after year, I'm scared. What if I say something wrong? Right. What if I'm coughing? Mm-hmm. What if I'm not looking at the right camera? What if I trip? Whatever. It doesn't matter. Yeah. Just go and do it.
At this point, if you're listening, the what if is, what if, who cares?
Yeah, exactly.
Do it, and the weirdest thing is we have classes on that. And we've trained our members, this is how you write a video, this is how you produce it, this is what you do, this is social media. And I feel bad because I think the majority that have come to our classes, they've got an idea, but still to push over the edge, we now have to lure them back to another class.
Yeah.
And yell at them. Or something. Come on, do it.
Don't yell at them too hard, okay?
I know. I try. Look, let me tell you this. You should have seen me 2 years ago. Right now, CBD oil has me so calm that I can catch myself. If I'm going too far, like, okay, stop, Carlos, relax. But a couple of years ago, man, there was no CBD, so I was unrestrained.
Wow.
So right now, yes, this is the nice version.
Better.
It's much better. Bottom line is this, guys. What people pay for when they join the chamber is leadership.
Yeah.
That's really what it is. They want a leader, somebody to help them with stuff. So sometimes it's got to, it turns out that way, but it's got to be that way. It's somebody in your face saying, no, you talk too much. Shut up.
Yeah. So off of that, okay. I mean, we think, and I was one of them, networking event, chamber network. No, it's not that. Right. You build relationships. There is networking involved, but you can't you're not born into it and automatically are the best of the best.
Yes.
There's a process.
And
everyone needs
a long time.
Yeah.
For a lot of folks, it takes because we don't listen. We're taught the fundamentals when we're babies, right? Don't speak to strangers. Be nice to others. All right. So
stranger danger. Yeah.
That's so huge because now you walk into a room full of strangers.
And you're supposed to talk.
And you're supposed to talk to every one of them. And I got to tell you guys this. Look, you can look at me and I'm like an extroverted person or whatever. I still get kind of funny when I go into events and nobody knows me because they generally act like a group acts when they don't know you. They ignore you.
Yeah.
One or two might come up to me, but it's a weird thing. And I do this all the time, you know? So I understand how it's weird and how it's embarrassing sometimes when somebody asks you for information, you know, in front of the whole group. So I'm careful with that. I try to be sensitive with that.
Yeah.
Unless you know, they're being out of line, so then they deserve it. But that's the very few and far between, you know. So we don't get a lot of folks that they actually slam, unless, like I said, you know, if they come in and they're acting a certain way that's not commensurate with the group, then I do tell them, look, man, you know, stop it. Anyway, I'm Dr. Carlos Sanchez. We're here with Klaus Hernandez. This is the Hispanic Chamber Connection radio show. Klaus Hernandez is broker, owner of Klaus Homes. They are realtors, but they also do property management. They can help you buy, sell, rent, et cetera, et cetera. So tell us, Klaus, right now, what is producing the most right now business for you guys? What segment of everything we just mentioned?
Oh, man. What's producing more for us is listings. We do have several listings that are coming up, several listings that are already available through the Klaus Homes website or just the regular MLS, Houston Association of Realtors. You know, that's what's producing more for us right now.
Okay. All right. So ladies and gentlemen, if you want to buy, if you want to sell, if you want property management, consulting, et cetera, please call Klaus Hernandez. Klaus, give us your number one more time, please.
The number is 832-434-4646.
So I'm Dr. Carlos Sanchez, Hispanic Chamber Connection radio show. When we come back to a final segment, we're going to talk more to Klaus about his announcements and some of the things that are going on. So please stay with us. We'll be right back.
Don't forget to download the Lone Star Community Radio app from your Google Play or Apple Store. Bring Montgomery County's community radio with you anywhere with your smartphone or tablet. If you are in the Conroe area, tune in on FM. That's Conroe's FM 104.5, 106.1. If you are on the computer, bookmark irlonestar.com as your internet radio station. A Lone Star Community Radio. Broadcasting 24/7 from the heart of downtown Conroe, Texas.
Does your company have needs that can be met by an employee who is dependable, hardworking, enthusiastic, motivated, cooperative, respectful, and punctual? Conroe Independent School District Special Education Department can meet your needs by connecting you with potential employees that have been preparing for a lifetime of employment. We have numerous individuals seeking paid and unpaid work experiences. If your company is interested in seeing how we can meet your business needs, call Conroe ISD Special Education Department to find the best employees for you at 936-709-7671.
The Hispanic Chamber Connection is sponsored by the Yamel Insurance Agency, located at 719 Sawdust Road, Suite 103, The Woodlands, Texas. The Yamel Agency is a family-owned insurance agency that provides home, life, automobile, and umbrella insurance coverage. Since 2006, the Yamel Agency has been a bilingual insurance service for businesses and private citizens in the Montgomery County area. For more information on the Yamel Insurance Agency, please visit the Hispanic Chamber Connection at www.irlonestar.com/HCC. The Yamel Insurance Agency is available by telephone at 832-525-5656 or online, www.yamelagency.com. The Yamel Insurance Agency is a sponsor of this program, and the Hispanic Chamber Connection thanks you.
For those of you who like your partners, your gumbo, and your music salty, well, we're here to help with the music. Julian Shea here, host of Lone Star Country Nights Thursday, your weekly dose of roots and Americana and all the music that makes this part of the country special. We stir in Western swing, honky-tonk, Zydeco, Texas blues, outlaw country, and put a pinch of red dirt, and then we smoke it over a slow fire. Then listen to the results Thursday nights on Conroe's 104.5 and 106.1 and worldwide at irlonestar.com.
We are back. This is Dr. Carlos Sanchez, Hispanic Chamber Connection radio show program that features members of the Texas Gulf Coast Hispanic Chamber of Commerce. And we are on Facebook Live. Klaus just put us on Facebook Live also on his device. It's interesting because we had, like 5 or 6 people watching.
Yeah.
So It tells me that either you're not on your device, you're not paying attention, or you're not clicking. Guys, you got to click. I'm just
you
saying.
do.
You got to get involved, guys, because, to me, it's just so amazing how powerful social media, you don't have to know all of them. And, I really don't know what I'm doing on Twitter. I have like 500 followers on Twitter and it goes down. So like yesterday I had 500, today I woke up and it's like 490 and it keeps going. I have like 460 right now. So people are quitting my Twitter, I guess, right?
Oh, man.
But I don't know one way or the other why I even have that many.
Well, I think you need to tell them something.
Well, I put pictures of you guys. Maybe they don't like those pictures.
Yeah, I'm not that likable.
Right. So
especially now that I cut my hair there, man. Just,
you got rid of the do.
Yeah.
It could be. The bottom line is I don't really understand Twitter as best. I get Instagram a lot better and I get Facebook best, but I also get LinkedIn, and we're always on those four all the time.
Yeah.
But I do LinkedIn a lot less. But I get a lot of requests and things like that, putting things, memorable things like you being on the air and members who join and stuff like that. And all that publicity, I don't think people understand the value of that. You know how powerful that is.
It's really powerful. What I think it's really good is that you're on all four of them, or at least the four primary ones. Sure. So if I'm a person that's not on Twitter and I'm on Facebook or on Instagram, I'm going to listen to you. If I'm a Twitter person, then I'm going to see you. So people are going to see you as a chamber member. They're going to see you because we have those platforms.
And the radio.
Yeah.
That's another. We have two like up here, Lone Star Community Radio. It's a major player in the whole Montgomery County area. And sometimes, and I just, maybe it's just a feeling I get, I'm not sure, but sometimes we get peeps who say, "Yeah, I'll be on your radio show." I'm like, "What do you mean? Yeah, I'll be do you want an interview or not? You're interesting, but not that interesting. I mean, I could figure this out,
Yeah.
Not understanding the value of this program for anybody is their focus and the legitimacy as a business owner.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We have people that were on this show 2 years ago, and still their Facebook picture is them with the earphones on. It's that I was on the radio.
Yeah.
So it's a big deal. Bottom line is, guys, we do this for you, and we're thankful, obviously, to the Email Agency and to the other peeps who are looking at sponsoring the Spanish radio, because they get it. They know that the vision is to make you visible. We had a medical doctor at today's event, and we had a lot of other distinguished people, but we had a medical doctor who just came to mind. The reason he was at our event, and this is a guy who's probably been in practice for a very long time, at least 30 years.
Yeah.
At least that's what he was telling me. And he's at our event because he wants more visibility. So when he wants a ribbon cutting, because he just opened his practice up in the Woodlands, That is the reason why you join Chambers of Commerce, is to get known, to get involved, et cetera. And I guarantee you, and I guarantee him as well, he'll get more visibility with us than he will per capita, whatever you want to call it, than he will with other chambers. Because they have a different focus, not the small business.
Or not even another chamber. I mean, whatever type of marketing you want to do. You have to be consistent. If you just do it one time and you put that mass mail out or whatever, and you don't do it again, you'll get business once.
That's true.
And you want that repeat business.
Absolutely.
And the chamber does that. You go to events, you meet people meet you. There's conversations. You're staying in front of those people's minds whenever they need something, or if one of their families or one of their friends needs something, who do you think they're going to call?
That's the very
person that's right there in front.
Definition of marketing is being in people's minds when they're ready to buy. It's why you do these things. Anyway, we're talking to Klaus Hernandez. Klaus Hernandez is a member. He's also a broker and owner of Klaus Homes. And Klaus, give it to us one more time. What would you like to ask the audience to do for you? What should they call you? How do they get a hold of you?
Yeah.
But what is the big service there?
So the best thing to do is call me or send me a text. I respond very well to both. Even if you don't want to buy right now or you don't want to sell right now, you have a question about real estate or anything real estate related, even finance or anything like that, give me a call. Hey, I'm okay. We can chat. I have the time. All right. But Dr. Carlos mentioned something really important while we were in break here. And one of the reasons why I came into the show is I just got to tell people, man, you guys have to get up and create action. If you're wondering about buying a house, if you don't know how to buy a house, or if you're wondering, hey, should I sell? Is it a good time? I'm sick and tired of listening to my neighbor's loud music. Give me a call. I can help you. The number again, guys, okay, 832-434-4646. Okay, 832-434-4646.
That's Klaus Hernandez with Klaus Homes. Thank you, Klaus. So this little bit
Yeah.
We put that out there as well, right? but that's the idea. Is that to maximize this experience, guys, all you need to do is start by saying, "I want to be on the show. Carlos, please help me out." A couple folks did that today. So Klaus Hernandez, thank you very much for being on the program.
Yeah.
Remember, guys, for those of you listening, if you want to be a member of our Chamber of Commerce, just ask for it. This is one of your benefits. I'm Dr. Carlos Sanchez with the Hispanic Chamber Connection radio show, and we'll see you guys next week. Thanks again, Klaus.
Thank you.
We'll see you next Thursday.